Time for your weather first forecast here as we head toward what looks to be another active day weather-wise across the bi-state region here on Tuesday. Monday afternoon certainly got things flared up, didn't it, with those hailstorms that moved through across North St. Louis County, far eastern portions of St. Charles County, into Madison and St. Clair County. This up in the Blackjack area of North County. That's a quarter for reference. And you can see it's much bigger than that. This is about golf ball size hail. Thanks, Jaquel, for sending that in. And look at the reports here. Around Belleville, up to 1.5 inch to 2 inch hail reported here as you work your way down towards Our Lady of the Snows. We also had hail around Caseyville. You had hail and winds in Granite City. Winds causing some damage in Granite City. And of course, all of this in the wake of storms, which the end of last week and even over the weekend left many of us without power again. And so we had additional power outages tonight. Seems like it's concentrated, especially in Madison County, in and around that Granite City area. Here's another picture. This one coming from Florissant. Dolores shared this with us on the 5 on Your Side Weather Watchers Facebook group. Again, hailstone a little bit larger than the diameter of a quarter there. That's the kind of hail that can do some damage for sure, not only to your roof, but ding up your car. And it looks like we may have another round of severe weather and potentially flooding rains going into Tuesday, especially Tuesday night. So here's where things stand this evening. Fairly quiet at this point. We zipped up to about 90 degrees today ahead of the thunderstorms. Once we got into those storms, we dropped back into the 70s. And then through the evening hours, we've just had some scattered showers and thunderstorms percolating across the region. Still a few more northeast of St. Louis, but the severe weather threat pretty much has come to an end now across our area. So we turn our attention to the north and west. You know, there's a boundary that's settling down across the region right now. So overnight tonight, it's entirely possible we could still have some scattered showers bubble up from time to time. Not expecting anything severe overnight and really not expecting anything all that heavy overnight. But as you go up here into western portions of South Dakota and back into western portions of Nebraska, we'll be watching another cluster of thunderstorms develop here. Very clear sign that something's going to come right down across the bi-state region heading into tomorrow. And our futurecast is definitely picking up on that. So your weather first futurecast here, again, maybe we do have some spot showers overnight, but it'll be tomorrow morning when we watch what's left of that cluster of thunderstorms drop through mid-Missouri and into the eastern Ozarks. Now, 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, depending on exact timing, this thing could still be producing some squally weather and some gusty winds. So we had some problems out in Owensville with early morning wind on Monday around 5 a.m., pre-dawn storms there, and some stronger storms that went by to the south earlier in the day on Monday before we saw the afternoon activity develop. That could be the case again tomorrow, the focus down to our south. Now, we do think that area tends to weaken a little bit, but at the very least, going into tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, the chance for scattered showers and scattered thunderstorms is there. Now, as we head into the overnight hours, the boundary is set up once again across the region, and that should lead us into more showers and thunderstorms developing kind of right along the Missouri River into St. Louis and then stretching down into southern portions of Illinois. Why is that a concern? Because many of those storms that do develop are expected to have some heavy rain, and they're expected to go over the same areas fairly consistently. And that means we get what we call training of thunderstorms. Same areas keep seeing the heavy rainfall, and that increases the chances of flooding. So first, our severe threat for winds and hail. Notice this bullseye here. It's right around the St. Louis area. Again, this will get updated overnight before daybreak tomorrow from the Storm Prediction Center. But the wind gusts around 60 miles per hour. I mean, what day haven't we had that chance, it seems like lately, right? So we'll also be dealing with the risk for heavier rain. And guess what? It's overlaying much of that same area and then stretching into southern portions of Illinois for Tuesday night into very early Wednesday morning. And we may be talking about some spots getting 3 to 5 inches of rainfall. So that's just something to be aware of. It's not going to happen during the day on Tuesday, but going into Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, just so you know. Not going to rule out a spot shower or thunderstorm tonight. Think temperatures are going back into the 60s. Another weather alert day on Tuesday, and it's mainly for Tuesday late evening and overnight with the potential of severe weather and the potential that we'll see some flooding rains in spots. Potential for flash flooding there. May get a flood watch issued for parts of the area. And of course, during the mid-morning, we may be dealing with some of those thunderstorms coming in from the west too. So you got a couple of opportunities for rain. Then the heat, humidity will try to build in Wednesday and Thursday before a front finally sags to our south. And hey, look at this. Friday and Saturday and Sunday, we could conceivably have 3 dry days here, and temperatures just pretty typical for this time of year. In fact, if anything, Friday and Saturday maybe not as humid as what you would traditionally expect for the month of July. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed that we can nudge those disturbances a little farther south of us so that we can get ourselves out of this unsettled pattern on the weekends, which seems to have plagued us for a while now.